I have a bit of a cold, but I'm going to read you some more poems from this book we started last night, Winter Poems, selected by Barbara Rogasky. Oh, the pictures are so beautiful. You know how we like to look at this and just see what they do? Sometimes it's just a color. This one is sort of a mottled light color, almost like the sky when it's snowing. Winter Poems. That does look wintry. Oh, it's cool, kind of cool how they have the scene and then they put a white frame around it. I noticed that on a few of the pages inside. Oh, sorry, I took a little detour while I was reading why the author put together this book and how she chose the poems, but I'm not going to read that right now. She's chosen poems from some wonderful writers, very famous people. Lots of times we don't know the writers of poems because I don't know a lot of poets, but these are some very famous people, and some of them famous for things that weren't poems. We've already read a few. Last night we read Shakespeare's poem, and we had to look up 2 words, only one of which was in the dictionary. The drawings are beautiful. Like they have a big painting, and then they put the poem on one side, but you still see the whole painting over these 2 pages with this sort of put on top of it, and then a box put around it for the scene that sort of zeroes in on it, zooms in like up close. It's beautiful. I love this book. Something Told to the Wild Geese. That's this poem. And there are the wild geese. And we see that over my house a lot because we have a lot of geese at the lake and different water patches around here. I'm about to cough. I should have water nearby with this cold. Take a deep breath. Something told the wild geese. You put a 2-letter word in a sentence and it completely changes it. It's not something told to the wild geese. It's something told the wild geese. Something told the wild geese it was time to go. Though the fields lay golden, something whispered, snow. Leaves were green and stirring, berries luster-glossed, but beneath warm feathers, something cautioned, frost. All the sagging orchards steamed with amber spice, but each wild breast stiffened at remembered ice. Something told the wild geese it was time to fly. Summer sun was on their wings, winter in their cry. By Rachel Field. It's very true. When birds start migrating, you never really know why, because it's usually very nice weather, but somehow they know that it's going to change. And sometimes even the smallest animal with a very small little brain or neurological system, like a monarch butterfly, knows where to go in Mexico from thousands of miles away. It's fascinating, fascinating, and wonderful. Last night we read this one, which was called Oregon Winter. This was a wonderful one. And we read this one, I Heard a Bird Sing. I love the pictures. This one, very short Japanese poem about the moon. And this one that I didn't understand by William Shakespeare. I don't think my eyes were so good last night, 'cause I read, while greasy John doth keel the pot, and it's greasy Joan doth keel the pot. It's interesting because he uses Dick, Tom, and Joan, and Marion, and you don't think of those necessarily as names from the 1600s. I'm going to stop talking and read another poem. Here's one we didn't read yet. It's a beautiful picture of a boy looking out with this little cat next to him, warm inside, looking at the snow outside. Here's another picture. I love that picture. It's from a longer poem called Snowstorm. What a night! The wind howls, hisses, and but stops to howl more loud, while the snow volley keeps incessant batter at the window pane, making our comforts feel as sweet again, and in the morning when the tempest drops, at every cottage door mountainous heaps of snow lie drifted. Then all entrance stops, until the broom and the shovel gain the path and leave a wall on either side. By John Clare. That's a cold night. From Snowbound. We looked upon a world unknown, a nothing we could call our own. Around the glistening wonder bent the blue walls of the firmament. No cloud above, no earth below, a universe of sky and snow. The old familiar sights of ours took marvelous shapes. Strange domes and towers rose up where sty or corn crib stood, or garden wall or belt of wood, a smooth white mound the brush pile showed. A fenceless drift what once was road, the bridle post an old man sat, with loose flung coat and high cocked hat. The well curb had a Chinese roof, and even the long sweep, high aloof, in its slant splendor, seemed to tell of Pisa's leaning miracle. John Greenleaf, Whittier. This is true, what happens after a big snowfall, a world unknown, on nothing we could call our own, the way everything changes with a silent, steady snowfall through the night, and you look out in the morning and everything is different because there's just towers of white that make different shapes and cover up the familiar sights, and where also before the sun starts to shine, where it's just all the same color, sky and um, ground and snow. No cloud above, no earth below, a universe of sky and snow. The old familiar sights of ours took marvelous shapes. Strange domes and towers rose up where sty or corn crib stood. He's on a farm. Corn crib is what they call the big place where they store the corn that they feed the animals all winter. Or garden wall or belt of wood, a smooth white mound the brush piles showed. Fenceless drift what once was road. The bridle post an old man sat, with loose flung coat and high cocked hat. The well curb had a Chinese roof, and even the long sweep high aloof, in its slant splendor seeming to tell of Pisa's leaning miracle. They would probably pronounce that differently so it rhymes with tell. Wonder what that sound was. Like a cell phone inside the house, but my cell phone's right there. That's spooky. How many minutes? Okay, I'm going to read one more. from A Winter Piece. I'm going to hold this here while I read the poem. Come when the rains have glazed the snow and clothed the trees with ice. Can you see this? Okay. While the slant sun of February pours into the bowers a flood of light. You might deem the spot the spacious cavern of some virgin mine, deep in the womb of earth, where the gems grow, and diamonds put forth radiant rods, and bud with amethyst and topaz, and the place lit up most royally with the pure beam that dwells in them. This is William Cullen Bryant, and I'm going to read it again because I botched up a few there. And it's very evocative of just how much like precious gems and crystals a snowfall can look. An ordinary snowfall, an ordinary snow crystal. And deep in the womb of earth where the gems grow, and he's talking about the fact that gems, like these precious stones, diamonds and amethyst and topaz, where they are often in crystals, crystal shapes of different kinds, and then they sort of mine them or harvest them and make them into jewelry. But in the caverns of a virgin mine, meaning a mine that hasn't been depleted yet or even anything taken out of it yet, and the different shapes, there's also a crystal shape called a rod, which we could look at in a book one day when we look up crystals. So I'm going to read this again better than the first time. Sorry. From A Winter Piece by William Cullen Bryant. Come when the rains have glazed the snow and clothed the trees with ice, while the slant sun of February pours into the bowers a flood of light. You might deem the spot the spacious cavern of some virgin mine, deep in the womb of earth, where the gems grow and diamonds put forth radiant rods and bud with amethyst and topaz, and the place lit up most royally with the pure beam that dwells in them. This is a beautiful poem. We'll talk more about it another day, because this is really demonstrates what poetry does. It just crystallizes a moment or a scene or a thing or a feeling with few words, really well chosen and put together, that convey so much. The slant sun of February. It's brilliant. It's what scientists write a long time about, the angle of the sun and the angle of the sun to the earth in the winter, but also what it feels like when you're outside and it's cold and the sun's not overhead like it is in summer. It's a slant sun of February and you just don't quite warm up. But it can be so bright, while the slant sun of February pours into the bowers a flood of light. You might deem the spot the spacious cavern of some virgin mine, deep in the womb of earth. I mean, this thing he's describing isn't a virgin mine. It's a scene of ice and snow after the rains have glazed the snow and clothed the trees with ice. So he's saying you might think this spot, the spacious cavern of some virgin mine, deep in the womb of earth, where gems grow, precious gems that they sell for huge amounts of money, and here it is right for our eyes for free. And diamonds put forth radiant rods and bud with amethyst and topaz. These are colors now, descriptions also of the purple and topaz color and diamonds, and it shines like that. And he's saying it's like we're looking inside a beautiful mine, and the place lit up most royally with the pure beam that dwells in them. It's beautiful, lit up royally, like you've got these precious jewels with a light on them the way royalty might, with the pure beam that dwells in them. I love this poem, and I think I better sign off because it's been 15 minutes. But I'm looking forward to the next reading with a guy that looks like he's on a couch with his cat sick. And it's called The Germ by Ogden Nash. That promises to be fun. And the one on the other side of the page is Cat on a Night of Snow. We're going to enjoy these in the next reading. I love you, sweetie pie. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. Okay, bye-bye. I'm heading outside. There's a nuthatch at the feeder. And the sun has started to shine even though it's supposed to rain today. But there's chickens awaiting, and they want to be out and about with all the lettuce and all the scratch they could eat. I love you, sweetie pie. Have a great day. Bye-bye.